All right, we're back here at the studio in Cooper Creek Square, kicking it with Tyler Tomasello. Fairly long-term local. How long have you been in town now?
I've been here for about 12 years now.
12 years, okay. So same as me, 12 years and about 2 months for me. So getting there. But Tyler's, you're doing a pretty big race event, and we'll talk a little more about that race that's coming up here on Labor Day after our next break. But you're obviously big into running. Mm-hmm. Now, when you moved to town, you didn't move to town to run. No. Kind of came as a ski bum, I assume?
Absolutely, yeah.
Rolled in from Texas, or?
Actually, not Texas, North Carolina.
Okay.
So kind of, just kind of moved here to pursue a snowboarding career.
Now, were you part of the big North Carolina contingent? Did you know them back there?
They kind of all followed me out here. I kind of tested the waters.
You'll find many of them at Uhlers on a weekend night with some live music. But
yeah, ended up buying that. So, came out to pursue that, and then
snowboard bum for
many years, and it's got too many injuries and concussions and things like that happen up here.
So you were going rad. You weren't just going out cruising Cramner.
No, not cruising groomers or anything like that. But I figured I would find something low impact that would still give me the fitness and exercise and everything like that, and still.
So you weren't a big runner in high school or whatever?
Actually, I never ran. I hated running when I was younger, and just decided one day to get into running for fitness, and heard about ultra running and went down to this race down in Mexico called the Copper Canyon Ultra Marathon.
Now, did anything motivate you for this? How did you hear about this? I ask only because I recently read Born to Run.
Exactly.
And I didn't know this story at all. I just thought it was a book about running, whatever. Yeah, it was actually an incredible book. It was really engaging read. So.
And that's actually what's propelled so many people into the sport now, is that book. And it's definitely just made it more of a mainstream sport through that book. And I went down and met Caballo Blanco.
And this isn't just Cancun, Mexico. This is down
This is down deep,
Copper Canyons,
deep into the Copper Canyons.
Authentic canyon, Mexico.
Absolutely. It takes 2 days just to even drive down to where the race begins. And it's no joke. And you're going through some serious neighborhoods and stuff like that to get there. But when you get there, it's probably one of the most beautiful places you'll ever be, and some of the best people you ever meet.
So is this the race that's discussed in the book?
Absolutely.
And now do they do that every year?
Yeah, they do it every year.
Oh, so that book was kind of the inaugural, the start of it, kind of thing?
Well, it'd been around a few years before that, but Christopher McDougall, the author, went down there that year.
Oh, okay.
And wrote a book about it, and I was fortunate enough to go down the past 4 years, and
so you have been?
Yeah, make a lot of friends down there, which happened to be my first ultramarathon, and ever since then I fell in love with the community and the atmosphere, and there's just such amazing people in the sport that, that's part of my reason for wanting to share that with everyone.
So how many races are you running a year? Ultra marathons, let's say.
I'm running about between 10, 15, maybe 10 and 20 a year.
10 and 20 ultra marathons?
Yeah.
Year round? Are you doing them 12 months, or is there like a season?
In January, I'll actually be going down to Hawaii to run a race there. And
which island's that on?
That's on Oahu.
Oh, nice.
Oahu. It's on a pretty gnarly rainforest race, but that'll be a 100-miler out there. Here in a few weeks, I'll be heading to Chamonix, to France, to run a 103-mile race out there.
So you footing the bill, or are you sponsored? Or?
Yeah, Luna Sandals, one of my sponsors, is kind of helping me out here and there, and all my sponsors, they're really giving and helpful, and get me to.
Man, that's pretty incredible.
Really beautiful places.
When how far into it did you get before you got sponsored?
Years.
It doesn't just happen day one. Like, hey, cool.
It's not always.
I think I'll do this.
You're not really like an NBA star. Even when you make it.
Yeah.
So you're still spending.
They're just helping you with gear and a little travel. But
exactly.
So you went down, never done an ultra. How'd you feel being amongst? Because there's some pretty incredible runners that are doing this Copper Canyon race.
Absolutely. I mean, even the locals down there are amazing.
Were you competing? I mean, how did you? Was it
definitely
intimidating, or was everyone pretty welcoming, and was it a cool?
Yeah, it was pretty welcoming, and everybody's, like I said, super nice. And just the community there is just really happy to have all the gringos down there helping out with their economy. It gets a huge boost from us. So.
Oh, it does? That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
So are you training throughout the year, or is it
all the time?
So you are just running. How many miles a week are you putting in?
Right now I'm around 100 to 120 miles a week.
Does that stay consistent throughout the year?
Or? No.
Okay.
No, it definitely tapers off, and I'm not getting ready for a race. Like the one I'm getting ready for now is.
Oh, so I see you're in the ramp up right now.
Yeah, a pretty tough one. So I'm trying to get used to doing all that.
What's coming up next? This will be your race?
No, the race I'm doing is the one in France, and it's called
the Chamonix.
Ultra Trail du Mont Blanc. And you're going through 3 different countries in the race. It's 103 miles with 34,000 feet of gain. So it's probably the second hardest race in the world. And I got chosen out of many people who put in for a lottery. And I think there's around 80 to 90 Americans going out of 3,000 people in the world. So,
man, I just ran a half marathon, and I feel like a loser. This is you're pretty incredible what you accomplished. But yeah, obviously this isn't your first rodeo, so it's going to be fun to talk about the race you're organizing that's coming up.
Absolutely.
I've got a lot of great experience. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here with Tyler Tomasello, and we'll talk a little more about the big race coming up.